What's up, guys? You're watching DIY Dozier, and we are back at it with episode number 4 of the bathroom and bedroom renovation. Stick around, I'll show you the tools that are required and how to get the job done. So I'm currently standing on a ladder looking in this corner inside the floor joist here where the bathroom's going to come out, and something appeared to me here. I didn't notice this before, but there's this little piece of 7/16 OSB that's stuck in here. That's going to have to be cut out or pried out and broke off or whatever, but that's got to go. That way I can get flush to the surface. I don't want to cut around that. And the next thing is, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about if I just removed this OSB from the wall here, just pried it up and cut it off back there on the other side of that floor joist that I just installed, it would create more of a solid surface to tie into, because it wouldn't be just sitting on this edge and then, you know, nothing attached to on the end here. I like to be able to shoot screws through onto this band board here all the way around that side as well. So seeing that now and not trying to get ahead of myself here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pry up that OSB around the edge. I'm going to take this piece off all the way around and create a nice flat surface, this 2x12 or 2x10 that this is right here, for my OSB to rest on. And I'll just slide the OSB up underneath the edge of this drywall and the drywall over there. So hopefully I don't tear the drywall up too much, but I'm going to go ahead and rip that out of here and take care of that little piece of OSB right there that's creating some sort of gap filler. So let me get that knocked out. Okay, so apparently pulling up this OSB isn't going to work without cutting out the bottom few inches of the drywall around this whole perimeter here. The reason for that is this OSB goes roughly 6 inches back behind that wall. It's pretty deep. I didn't realize it was that deep. I don't want to redo the drywall right there. This is going to be the drywall that's inside the closet. I'm trying to minimize my unnecessary damage and having to rip out and replace stuff. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to leave that OSB there. We are actually going to rest our new OSB on this, but I need to have something underneath here to support on the edges so that if you step right there on the floor in the closet, it doesn't sag. I don't want it to sag at all. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some 2x4 bracing across on this band board. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to put a little piece right there. Same thing up here and back here in that space there. I'm probably going to put it up here, here, and here as well. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and throw a 2x6 in between this and that, right square in the middle. I'll probably do it there and there as well. This way it's rigid. It's solid. This is going to be a tile floor. I don't want it to be sagging a whole lot. I don't want that, because obviously it'll crack your tile. So anyway, I'm going to make this as square, as solid as possible. I don't want the floor to have any dips or sags. So let's reinforce this thing. little while, testing my patience. We have all of our spaces filled between the joists. I've got bracing between the joists as well, all the way across. And I now have our spaces filled on that side, as well as on the back there. So now I could take my OSB flooring, cut it to the size of this square right here, and drop my flooring down on there. Let's keep moving. All right, so what you just saw me do was I went ahead and measured the width and the depth here, cut out a piece of OSB, brought it back inside here and laid it down in its space. It fits pretty good. I don't see any discrepancies in the cut. There is an issue back in the back corner with the previous boards that are already there. There's a little bow in one of them, but no biggie. Everything looks good. I'm going to take a chalk line now. I've taken a Sharpie and I've marked where every joist is. You can see there, they're all marked. It's marked on the other side also. I'm going to take my chalk line, I'm going to snap it across there to make sure I have a square center line, and I'm going to shoot my screws in, attach this subfloor. I got the floor all secured now. You can walk on it. It is solid. No vibrations, no loose spots. It is snug, it's tight. It's very tight, like a tiger. I'll go ahead and put down my my floor plate here. I'll go ahead and put a ceiling plate in up there. And then I'll go ahead and put my studs across here. I'll have studs going from left to right. Ceiling plate and floor plate, we will have a wall at that point. So after getting the floor plate in down here, I was looking at the floor right here where my foot is, right in this little void there. And I was also looking up here at that. Now remember, that's hanging down. It's two 2x4s. It's a double ceiling plate's what it is. This wall here, I don't want to take down any further. I don't mind it having a double ceiling plate. So what I'm going to do here is I'm gonna get a piece of a 4x4 to get my floor plate in, and I'm gonna measure it to that void right here, just this space, and I'm gonna fill that right there. I'm gonna do a wall stud right here. I'm gonna do one facing that way and one facing that way. So two of them. I'll put one right here on top of this 2x4. So when I put the new floor plate in right here, I'll put a 2x4 right here, going vertical, straight up, parallel to this one right here. And then I'm going to put my other one right here, which goes this direction, for the wall going this direction. And when we go up here, what I will do is, you know, my board that's going this direction will come up and hit the ceiling up there and butt right up against the other one that I'm going to run parallel to this board right here, going straight up. So we'll attach those there, and I'll put a ceiling plate across this to the other side there. And then after I put that up, then I could put the wall stud down right here. Alright, so I've got the floor plate done down there. I went ahead and installed our first wall stud here. And I also ran one perpendicular right here as well. This stud right here is not installed currently. It's just propped up right now, but this is, and this one's also screwed into it. I got a floor plate across here. And what I've done now is, I don't have a plumb bob And what a plumb bob is used for is you can mark the ceiling and you can put your ceiling plate, which is that board across there. It is not screwed in, it's just wedged in place. But you could put a ceiling plate across there and you can drop a plumb bob from a string and it will mark its place down here, down low, and then it tells you where to put your floor plate. I don't have a plumb bob. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a board. This one, like I said, is not attached, and neither is that one. They're both just kind of wedged in place sitting there. So I should probably have on a hard hat. Anyway, I'm gonna get another board like this and cut it a touch tighter, and I'm gonna wedge it in over there, and then I'm gonna get my level, and I'm going to make sure that it's level, straight up and down, based off the bottom board. So once I get it level off the bottom plate down there going up the wall, so level going up the wall with the bottom aligned with the bottom plate, wherever the top is where I'm going to put this top plate at. And then we'll just tie it all in. So I'm going to go ahead and knock that out. Okay, so I got my first stud in here against the wall. I got my ceiling plate in. As you see the marks on the ceiling, that's going to be where the joists are, the ceiling joists are up there. Let's see here. I had already marked it with a Sharpie. See the little black mark? So I knew where I was at. So there we go. I got this post right here, this stud level, and after I got it level, based off the bottom, that told me where to put the top. So I shot it level into the wall with some screws, and then I took the ceiling plate, which was still loose, and I positioned it right over it. And then for this one here, same thing. I just got it level with the bottom and moved the top directly over it and shot screws in it. So it's solid. We're in there. Now I'm going to find the wall cross stud that runs horizontal across here, because this is between wall studs. I've got a wall stud right here and I got another wall stud right here. Well, I want the wall right here. Normally you're supposed to tie it into the stud. I didn't do that. So I got to find the cross stud. So let's find the cross stud real quick, and then we can go ahead and there's something there. All right, so I'm gonna shoot some screws in right here. I'm just gonna mark that with my fingernail. There we go. So for our wall studs, 16-inch centers is what is the common measurement. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure from the center of this, and we're gonna go 16 inches from there, from the center right here, 16 inches from that over this way, and mark it. And then 16 inches again, mark it. Or I might measure the distance there and divide it, or see what we have and see how many studs we can put in there. You know, I want to have even spacing. Let's see what we got. All right, so I've got 42 inches between the base of this one and the base of that one right there. I need to put 2 studs in here. It's too small for 16-inch centers, so doing my math, it comes out to roughly 14.8 inches is where I'm going to put the first one, and then another 14.8 inches is the second one there. So I'll do 14.8 from this stud, 14.8 from that stud, and that's what we're going to end up with where the placement of the studs are going to be. I got one stud in there. I still need to add the second one. Unfortunately, I'm out of 2x4s, so I need to go down to Lowe's and go buy some more 2x4s. So let's run to Lowe's and get some more wood. See you guys in about 10 seconds. And just like that, we've gone to Lowe's, we've bought more lumber. Now it's time to finish working on this right here. So I got to put a stud in there. I actually went 16 on center from here to here, and it's going to have a small gap right here. And then I'm going 16 centers from here to here. So you probably have about a 10-inch gap right here, but whatever, it is what it is. Let's get these studs up, and then after that, we're going to start working on this wall right here. I got to chip away the floor, demo some of this. I have an electrician coming over to help me out. So this is top priority, is getting from here to here laid out so I can put the studs in so that we could drop the wires down through where the studs are going to be. So anyway, let's get rolling. now that I've got my wall studs complete for the closet here and I've got my cross studs installed, the next step in this section is going to be drilling a hole in this right here and drilling a hole down there where my foot is to get the wiring for this light down below this so I can hang the light underneath there. But we're not going to do that. We're going to wait on the electrician to get here. But yeah, this is pretty much ready to go now for flooring, for drywall, electrical. You know, that's it with this right here. All right, moving on into here. So the next most time sensitive thing here that I got to do is I need to create the entryway for the closet, which is going to go across here at an angle. But I can't do it yet. I need to bust up the tile across here. The reason why I have to do this doorway right now is because the electrician that's coming over is going to need somewhere to run the wires and mount the boxes for the light switch. I'm thinking the closet light switch will probably be right here, with the walls going to come out right here. So I'm thinking we're going to put the light switch right here somewhere. So here we are after, I don't know, 10 minutes of beating on the floor with a sledgehammer. So, as you can see, I still have over there to do, and the floor I'm currently standing on over to the entryway there. So, apparently that's a pain to get out. I can vouch for it. The hammer didn't want to really knock it to pieces. It was kind of starting to be a pain. And my buddy that does tile, he said, "Hey man, what you need is a chip hammer." And I was like, "Oh, you mean like one of those little portable jackhammer things?" He was like, "Yeah." He said, "Chip hammer." He's like, that's what he uses every day for demo. Lo and behold, he had a brand new one in the box. "Hey bro, you can borrow this." Here we are. Got this little guy here. Got my knee pads. Got my gloves. For all the folks that were going to start complaining, I've got my eye protection and I've got my hearing protection. So this little sucker is supposed to help me get this done really quickly. So the tip of the day from him was to start at an edge. I'll probably pull the carpet back a little bit right here on this edge and get underneath the edge of the tile. And he told me to rip a straight line down the floor. So I've got the small bit on it currently. It should do fast work. So I'll go straight down the middle to the back there. And then I'll come back with my gloves on, obviously, and grab it from the sides and try to pull it up. Or I have a fat blade, a wide one that I could stick on there. And I can take that and kind of chisel up to the sides here and get big pieces out instead of all that. And when I say big pieces, I'm trying to get the whole bed out all at once. Instead of having to, just get it to come straight up off the wood subfloor. We'll see. I'll give it a shot. If it turns out to be more than what I think I can do without screwing up my subfloor, then I may have to call somebody to come in and give me a hand with this. We'll see. this is definitely not for the faint of heart. Not my cup of tea for work, seriously. Big old stack of that base flooring stuff. Couple stacks there. 1, 2, 3, 4 bags of tile floor in there. 2 more bags there. I got 5 on the front porch of the house ready to go in my truck. And here we are. So I've got everything demoed from the entry all the way to about right here. I still got this left to do here. I ought to have it done in about 15 minutes, and then I'll start cleaning up. So I got to come back through and pull all these nails. I don't know if you see this or not. There's a little nail there. Well, they're all over the floor. So I'm thinking either I'll pull them out, or I may just go ahead and tap them all down just to be easier. And then I don't think it's going to hurt anything. We're going back with another tile floor. So, but here we are. Let's keep on moving with it. All right, so I've swept all this up, got all this mess picked up here, and these nails were all sticking up out of the floor, just like over here. I had all my pile of mess in here, but here you go. It's a screw actually, but there's one. Knocked them all down. Everything between here to here is still there. I just now picked up the pile of scrap demo stuff. So we had all the demo was there, and now I've knocked all the nails or screws down from here to there and all the way back down here and around the corner now. So I did notice, we were doing this shower because we had a leaking shower pan, and how we found out the pan was leaking was the water was coming into our basement downstairs. So we have a finished basement. The water was dripping on the ceiling tiles. Noticed a wet spot and we got at it. So as you look here, the dark spots on the floor is actually rotten subfloor. So it goes pretty much the circumference of the shower. It's not coming on the other side of the wall there, thankfully, but it's coming out this way and around. As I was knocking these screws down, it didn't take much. All I did was tap that, and it punched a hole in it. It's very weak, rotten wood. So I was going to frame this out to here and then start the door to the other side here for this closet so I could do electrical. However, I believe the next thing we're going to be doing is I'm going to go ahead and demo this shower, and I got to cut out, I'm going to demo the shower, and I'm going to demo the tub and get all the tile off the wall around here. And at that point, we're going to look at the subfloor. Anything that's dark, we're going to cut it out and replace it. So got to have a solid surface that's compromised. That's got to go. So now I'm going to have to hold off on doing the electrical here in this wall for the light switches and all that stuff. So tile guys, floor guys that do ceramic tile in bathrooms, I don't know how you do it every day. I mean, certainly can't be as fat as me and do this crap. It's worth paying somebody to do it. But for my channel, I'd always like to attempt to do everything myself if I can. We won't say knowledge exists, but if the confidence in the know-how is kind of there and I'm not going to cost myself too much money, I'll do it. So I've done this. Ton of bags of demo is in the truck. So walking out to the truck, it kind of puts things in perspective here when I look in it. This is my second load to the dump. These are all bags full of ceramic tile and mortar and yeah, that crap. So now we're gonna head to the dump. I'll call it a day today. We'll pick up on it later. So guys, thanks for watching. This is gonna wrap up episode 4. You're watching DIY Dozier. As always, share the knowledge, share the passion, share the skill, do it yourself.